hope everybody's kicking ass today. Everybody's finding some sort of peace. The weather's crappy outside, but what's going on inside? You know, what are you thinking about? We're gonna end this series, the Engage in Battle series. This will be our final one. I'll try to make this short so they're more enjoyable. I hate long videos too. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about, finish up, recap. You know what? How do you feel right now? Do you feel like you need to lose some weight? Do you feel like you're too skinny? Do you feel like you can't wait till you get this job promotion or whatever? Let me tell you something. If you feel like you need to lose some weight, I want you to love yourself right now. Love it who you are right now, no matter what you look like. Beauty comes from the inside out, okay? So we're gonna talk a little bit about the state of minds. Stay with us. All right, let's talk a little bit about the state of mind. I was saying a minute ago, some of us really wait till conditions are met before we actually find happiness. Whether it's finding that right person, or maybe it's having a certain amount of money, or maybe it's about finding some results out on something. Maybe it's you want to lose your winter pounds, and so you look the way you want to look on a beach or in a bikini, or you know, for you dudes out there, you want to look a certain way. You know, I'm going to tell you what. You can have the best body in the world. You could, for you dudes out there, you could look like Brad Pitt. But if your attitude sucks, if you're not living from the soul realm, if you're not loving people from the soul, treating people good, I don't care what you look like. I don't care how good a shape your body's in, or how pretty your face is, or if you look like Brad Pitt, okay? If your attitude sucks, it'll make you ugly no matter what you look like, okay? So you don't have to look a certain way to be cool or to be nice, okay? Cool is an inside job, beauty is an inside job. And until we figure that out, then we're gonna base our happiness and enjoy off of external things, on how we look, because the world thinks we should look like this. You know, the magazines at Walmart say we should look like this. That's a bunch of shit, okay? And you're not gonna be happy and enjoy life where you're at until all these conditions are met. And the other thing that keeps us from finding that happiness is how our past has defined us, how people define us, or the approval of others, or it may be what our own family thinks. But you know what? You are you. Ride your own ride. Quit living somebody else's life, or waiting to find happiness through them. Be you. But when we live on the surface level, we'll never see that, because we're living at the surface level. We have to live deeply. We have to love passionately. You think you're gonna find passion in life, or passion in a relationship or a spouse, if you're living on the surface? Hell no. Because you know what's gonna destroy passion? Fear. Fear I don't look good enough. Fear I put on an extra 20 pounds. Fear I got some glamour pounds. Fear I don't look a certain way. That's gonna destroy passion. Fear destroys passion. Where there's fear, faith cannot be found. Where there's faith, fear runs. Fear is the opposite of faith. So live from the inside out. Love from the soul. Do things from the soul. You know, when you do things from the soul, man, it kicks ass. When you go out and ride or race, or go down the street on your skateboard, or take a road trip, and your soul's being full, and you're loving from the soul, you're talking to people from your soul, you're being authentic, you're being vulnerable. That's what matters. That's what kicks ass. Being fake, worrying about external things, that's all for the birds. I mean, that's all crap. We have to get that thinking out of our minds. We'll never be good enough if we live on the surface. It'll always kill our joy. So the state of mind is, I don't think you realize how powerful thoughts are. I mean, think about it. Some of you right now are sitting there fantasizing about your spouse. Think how powerful fantasizing is. You can do it, right? You can make it real in your mind. Some of you are fantasizing about all the wrongs in your life, and it seems real to you, right? So doesn't that give you an idea how real a thought can be? Well, if you can actually visualize something in your mind that seems so real, think about the power in it. Do you know that there's a lot of new tests done? You know, science has proved, they hook all these electrodes up to your head. Do you know the difference between somebody that's happy and not happy is? Somebody that's depressed all the time, somebody who has anxiety all the time, somebody who's insecure all the time. Those are all states of mind, right? We live in different states. We're in and out of different states. The idea is not to live in the bad ones. The idea is to live in a happy state. Now, does that mean we're going to be happy all the time? Oh, hell no. I'm not. I'm pissed off one minute and I'm getting over it the next, or maybe I'm a little depressed for a few hours, or I'm very worried, you know, or whatever. Come on, let's be real with each other here. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's happy all the time. Nobody has all their shit together, and if they do, they're lying. We all have pasts. We all have skeletons. Don't bullshit yourself. Just be honest with yourself. The truth is what sets you free, okay? Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. If you think that you're going to change your current state with the same thinking that got you into that state, so if your thinking has got you kind of into a depression, or your thinking makes you insecure because you have insecure thoughts, which is totally laced in fear, do you think that same thinking is going to make you secure? Do you think that same thinking is going to make you not have anxiety? Now, I'm not talking about, we all move out of those different states. I'm talking about living there. We don't want to get caught up in living there. So going back to the power over our thought life, science has proved through different tests, they hook all these electrodes up to your head, and the people that are successful about moving out of that state know how to use their thoughts, and that all happens in that conscious mind. And they can look and tell how active somebody's conscious mind is. And typically the people that are depressed or have anxiety or maybe dealing with different things, they don't use their conscious mind that much. In other words, they don't realize the power over their thought life. They don't realize that they are bigger than how they are feeling. Because what happens is we begin to live off of our feelings. Like, you know, if we're feeling depressed or whatever, that's how we live. That's how we do things. We live off of our feelings. We live off of our fears. But we have to understand that our thoughts can trump that. Right now, somebody's watching this video right now, you're not feeling good about how you look. Maybe you're really worried. Maybe you have a lot of anxiety. Whatever. Maybe you're happy, okay? It goes both ways. But I want you to realize something. You can change how you feel and break that connection in the next minute by changing your thought, by thinking about something different, by finding the good in your environment, by being bigger than your environment, being bigger than your addiction, and taking a stand on your life. Is it easy? Hell no. That's why I said taking a stand on your life, going to battle. You're actually going to battle with yourself, because this problem you're having isn't somebody else. Okay, they may have generated it, right? People that are mean, I'm not saying that's acceptable. People are cruel. But what I'm saying, a lot of our battles are spiritual, they're internal, they're invisible. And we have to realize that our thought life and what we spend time thinking about and what we spend time focusing on can overpower our environment. Our environment could be the job we're in. It could be maybe we're struggling with the relationship. Maybe we're struggling with a family issue. Maybe we're not happy with our results, whatever they may be. We have to realize we can be bigger than all that. But if we don't realize that, then we'll keep living this in the same state that we're living in. So we have to realize that, and we have to go to battle. I got a little map right here. You know, if you look at a map like this, there's different states. Well, this state could be a state of happiness. This state could be a state of depression. This state could be a state of anxiety, fear. You get the picture, right? Don't live in the states that are bad for you. Take a chance, take a risk, get crazy, do something you've never done before, and change states. Move out of a state of anxiety into a state of happiness. How do you do it? By what you're thinking about. If you're looking in the mirror right now and you're not happy with what you're looking at, and it's destroying your outlook on life, change states. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, you look great. Cool's an inside job. Beauty's an inside job. A pretty face can be destroyed by an ugly attitude. Okay? So how is your attitude? You know, take that trip you've been wanting to take. Take a chance. Go camping. Pitch a tent. Screw the hotel. Screw the motel. Pitch a tent. Pitch a tent. Do something you've never done before. Sit next to a campfire. Look at the stars at night. Wrap yourself up in a blanket with somebody you love and stare at the stars. Okay? Get off the couch. Do something different. Reinvent yourself. If you want change, how are you going to do it using the same method you've always used? You have to reinvent yourself. You have to change how you think. You have to run every thought through a filter. You have to filter everything. But let me tell you something about that. Don't be overcritical on yourself and beat yourself up. You're going to be successful at it sometimes, and sometimes you're going to suck ass at it, right? I mean, I know I do. Sometimes I'm really strong if I've slept really good and, you know, my nutrition's good. I'm pretty strong. But sometimes I had a bad night of sleep and the kids are aggravating in me and I got stresses and the bills are coming in and I suck ass at it, right? Let's be real with one another here. Nobody's perfect at this crap, okay? If you are, you're full of shit. But I'm also not gonna sugarcoat stuff. If you don't change how you do things, your results aren't gonna be any different. So we have to change the state we're living in. Remember that. If you're living in the wrong state, change it, and you change it by what you think about, what you speak to yourself about internally. You know, when you're driving down the road, what's next to the road? If you're driving down a city street, you got a curb and a gutter, right? What's in the gutter? Shit. Nails, debris, all kinds of crap, right? You know, when you get over there, you know, that's where you get flat tires. Well, our life is like that. It's really easy to get in that gutter. It's really easy to get in all that shit, right? All it takes is us to focus on the wrong thing. And it happens really quick. If you don't get a handle on a negative thought, if you look in the mirror and you're looking back at yourself and you're going, God, I put on some extra pounds. If you don't get a handle on that thought, it'll begin to take root in you. And before you know it, you're driving down the street and all this shit. That's how we live. So what you have to do is when you get over in that crap, you got to quickly correct, right? Well, that's what we have to do with our thought life. We have to quickly correct. But what happens is we've thought that way for so long that driving in that shit feels comfortable, right? It feels normal. So getting out of this shit, that doesn't feel normal. It's actually easier because we develop a pattern. It's like a program, like a computer program. We wrote that code for so long. What is wrong feels right, and what is right feels wrong. Follow the truth. I don't care what it is you follow, whether you're Buddhist, Christian, you're into philosophy, whatever. If you're talking to somebody, make sure they have a little more wisdom than you do, or at least they have good wisdom. Don't be getting advice from people that are giving you bad advice, right? Follow truth. Bounce things off truth. Challenge what I'm saying. So it feels really normal to ride in that shit, right? But it takes a lot of work to get out of it. But man, it's so awesome when you do. You can experience joy, happiness. You can have fun. You can have passion in your life. You can love from the soul, and you can do things from the soul level, and just rock your cool. Okay? So I just encourage you, man. I don't care how much you weigh. I don't care if you're a chick and you weigh 100 pounds or you weigh 200 pounds. Rock your cool, okay? I don't care if you're 20 or you're 55. Rock your cool, okay? Cool is an inside job. Quit living on the surface. Get rid of that shit. Live deeply. Talk to yourself on the inside in a way that's loving to yourself. Show yourself respect. You don't have to get approval from somebody else. Excuse me. You don't have to get approval from somebody else. You don't have to be defined by somebody else. Define your own self. Ride your own ride, okay? Ride your own ride. Do it. Watch your life change, okay? We appreciate the comments. Don't be afraid to share these videos. That's how these videos get out there and we spread the message and help somebody. There's people need encouragement. People don't know how to ask, but these videos are to maybe change or maybe get somebody to think about a different perspective than they've always thought about. You can't fix yourself if you're having problems with the same perspective. It ain't gonna happen. You gotta change your perspectives. Stay cool, have a fun Friday, and rock your life. Just go do it. Take a chance. Get crazy. Get on your bicycle, ride down Main Street, screaming at the top of your freaking lungs, and spend the next few blocks laughing about it, okay? Go buy a dirt bike. Do something different. Get off the couch.